Okay, this is just an interesting sort of play of numbers that we are not trying to suggest who is the better all-rounder, but have a look at the average difference, which is the last column there. And this is basically the difference between the batting average and bowling average. As a batsman, you obviously want the batting average to be high. As a bowler, the bowling average to be low. So difference actually tells you the ability.
You could say the value in a way.
Of that all-rounder. That's where Garry Sobers scores, because his batting average is extremely high, 57. Bowling average pretty good, 34. So the average difference is quite high, that 23.74. Jacques Kallis very close, and Imran Khan, quite impressive numbers when you look at the batting average. Remember, he played in that era when 40, 45 were healthy averages for batsmen. He averaged 37, and 22 as a bowling average is phenomenal.
The big question, I think, which the cricket world is asking, who was the better cricketer? Those two standouts, was it Sobers or was it Kallis? And the words like flamboyance of Sobers and the amazing career, the numbers that Kallis has amassed. Who, though, not only the better cricketer, biggest impact on the game, and who has influenced the team, a series. And the conclusion I've come to is to say that they've both been brilliant, ahead of any other cricketer in their own special ways.
Yep. Okay, Sanjay?
Strike rate, when you look at the bowling, column which is there at the bottom, the bowling record of Jacques Kallis and Garry Sobers, what's really striking is the strike rate. Garry Sobers 91.9, that's 91 balls, almost 92 balls to get a wicket, whereas Kallis is 69. But you also got to look at overs per test matches in that column, which is interesting. You can see Kallis has bowled just 20 overs per test matches, and Garry Sobers almost double the number of overs in the test matches. It's just some interesting numbers to look at the careers of two phenomenal cricketers.
And here what Rajesh has done, he's basically taken these figures as per where their careers ended and just taken those numbers up, nominated those numbers up depending on what their numbers ended at. So Keith Miller with 55 matches and the runs that he made over there, 29, 58 runs and 170 wickets, taking that average per match, the runs per match and wickets per match, he's taken it up to, if Miller, Imran and everyone else would have played 166 matches. It's just something interesting numbers throw up. Daryll, all yours.
It's just an exercise for the sake of it, because we don't know what could have happened to Sobers. He may have kind of retired. For me, though, the wickets is interesting. Sobers 419, 11-5 was now a batsman getting 100's the same as a fifer in cricket. 11-5 to Kallis. I keep coming back to Keith Miller. Look at that, 21. Pollock 25, both them 44.
And Richard Hadley is worth mentioning, 832 wickets, 69 5-4.
The hundreds between the top two, 46 and 44. Not much to speak about in terms of total amount of runs. Catches, 4 apart. It's so interesting to see that they're so close, and it comes back to the question the whole world's asking: who was the better cricketer?
Sanjay Manjrekar has an answer.
No, I don't have the answer. These are just numbers that are wonderful to look at, and this is actually a good idea, Daryl. Stretching those figures to 166 tests. Right? This is a fictional sort of.
This is some fun we're having with numbers. That's all.
So when you look at that, what's coming through is that Jacques Kallis was the batting order, wasn't he? I mean, when you look at the wickets, it's just 292 compared with all the other all-rounders. Look where Imran Khan goes. Suddenly he's close to 700 wickets. Richard Hadley was a tremendous bowler. He was the best bowler that I played against. So there he is. He goes up to 832. So it's telling us something about eventually what these guys would have become. Garry Sobers is quite impressive on the wickets front as opposed to Jacques Kallis.
I mean, 69. So if we say a fifer is like 100. So we could say that
tons,
69 hundreds from Hadley. And which one, though, won a series or match on his own, we can say, right, that was a brilliant all-round performance. I can think of one, Kallis, his first test match in Cape Town, where he got 110 wickets in the match against the West Indies, and look back and say, he won that test match for us.